they advised me the best way to get safety is leave Yangon or like Myanmar, Burma at all, because your safety is most important, right?
Sure.
The safety is most important. So that way, you can continue, that advocacy progress. You can continue, the impact. So, okay, and I took that advice, and I accepted, the advice, and with support from a good friend of mine, I got a private taxi, and from Yangon to Paen, so I think it was
a border city.
Yeah, Paen is a border city between Thailand and Burma. So I think it was like 5 a.m. or something in the morning, like early morning. So I took a taxi which a good friend of mine basically introduced his sort of like a family friend taxi driver. So he's like trusted guy. So I took a taxi from Yangon to not Chiang Mai, like Paen, and then I was in Paen, and then like usually people from Burma, they immigrate to like Thailand, crossing the land border for a better job opportunity. So in Paen, I contacted to that guy. That guy is a professional, I would say, smuggler, right? Mm-hmm. So basically, okay, I contact with him, and then I basically pretend like.
Wait, hold on. So at this time, did you still have access to your bank account?
Oh yeah, at that point, no.
No?
Yeah, at that point, no.
So when did you realize they seized my bank accounts?
So I use about like 6 different Burmese bank, and obviously I use like mobile app, right, on my phone, and then they actually Burmese military has been using a financial freezing a bank account like technique, and it's really work, and it's much more effective because like they killing people on the street, and then it is tangible. It is like international media write about it, and which they should not have done it to the Myanmar citizen, like peaceful protester, right? But this is like bad for their reputation, bad for their peer,
right? Financial
oppression.
Yes.
Just like switch off like bank account, and then what happened? Nobody knows, right? Because like a lot of regular Burmese people, they do not have access to international platform,
no one listens.
And they prefer only to speak their native language, right? So international people do not speak Burmese language, right? So I mean, it's kind of like so the news like basically lose, right? Because this is what it is. But on Burmese social media, people talk about, hey, help, my bank account's like, got frozen. I just donated about $10 to democracy movement. It's like, how do I get it back? Because like I have like significant saving in the bank account. But I mean, the point is like, so I also noticed, they use this strategy, right? Mm-hmm. They use this strategy to basically silence the people. And so, yeah, and at the point in Paen, I already lost my bank account because I think, even before I think a day or two before I get into the wanted list, and I noticed something is not right with my mobile banking. So when I try to access my bank, like usually I have, sort of like, a finger, because at the time I do not use that with a face sensor phone, my iPhone, like
thumbprint.
Yeah, like thumbprint. Yeah. So when I thumbprint that, they basically say, oh, you cannot access, your bank account. Like they show them one inside. It's not only one bank account. All the bank account. Also, I also like know that okay, I think something is not right.
Sure. Right.
And that's why I was explaining to have in the wanted list, because like my banking accounts are unusual activities, right? And was having an unusual activity. So this is also one. But the good thing is I have cash and Bitcoin, which is something that very interesting. In 2019, I was actually running digital advocacy project, digital empowerment. So I have some sort of like, let's just say a disposable income, in the country, right? So I was thinking, but the problem is I'm not rich enough to invest in real estate, because like in Burma, it's not like in America, they do not have 30-year mortgages, all that stuff. So I'm not that rich to pay like, the entire down payment for real estate, right, to preserve my economic energy, right? I know that Myanmar Kyat, which is Myanmar fiat currency, has been, devaluing like, melting ice cube, right? Melting ice cube, over the time. And so, and then, a friend of mine, he's basically, hey, why do you not try crypto? Like, he said crypto. Like, I was a crypto guy once upon a time. Trust me, I was a crypto guy. You hear it right. You hear it right. I was not a Bitcoin. I mean, yeah, Bitcoin is a part of that, but I was a crypto generally. So I say, why don't you kind of like invest in cryptocurrency? Because like, we don't have we have a stock market, but the stock market is literally not working. I mean, just a stock market, right? Yeah. And then, US stock market is like one of the strongest like stock market, in the world.
No access.
Yeah, we do not have like privilege to access, even, it's not only US, like we do not have access to Thai stock market, right? So how can we like preserve, right? So I cannot like access to stock market. I cannot access to real estate. I do not want to buy gold.
Right.
Well, personally, I do not think, it makes sense to buy the gold because like, it's a physical and
buy a little,
very
premium and
little stuff, and it's no utility, right? No utility. So which is why a friend of mine say, hey, why don't you get into cryptocurrency? And he explained like, oh yeah. At that point, like I actually learned about cryptocurrency, but I thought crypto is for criminal. I thought crypto is for criminal because like I Googled about it, but sometimes search engines tend to be how do I say, not provide you accurate information. But I didn't know about it, but later I learned about it. But at the point I read, mainstream US media in English language, and they said, oh, Bitcoin is for criminals. So that's why I did not touch about it. Oh, maybe, I don't want to be a part of that criminal network, criminal activity. So, but my friends said, hey, they are fake, so just, put your money into Bitcoin because like they have a bright volatility, but eventually they use a better technology. He also explained me about why Bitcoin is not for criminal, but he didn't explain me about human rights perspective. He said it's not like it's not the entire truth about mainstream media talking about Bitcoin, or other stuff. Okay, then said let's try it out. And then I think I diversify. I diversify because diversify is like safe, and so yeah, crypto, all the meme coin, because like my friend also, gave me a financial advice that, all this like crypto, if you buy low, and then at some point they will get high and you can sell and make more fiat money. So I buy a few meme coins, altcoin, stable coin, and obviously Bitcoin as well. So I think I use Binance at the time. So that's like my Bitcoin, Bitcoin journey, but I started as a crypto guy.
And they didn't turn off your Binance.
Yeah, so yes, going back to this, financial operation conversation. So, yeah, I lost access to my bank account via mobile app. So, I noticed that something wrong to my personal information, and then a few days later, I got into Wanderlist, and I left Yangon for Pan, and then I have cash. And I have Binance, I have Bitcoin plus crypto plus stablecoin in my Binance.
Okay.
And so they were my lifeline. Cash, Bitcoin plus crypto plus, stablecoin.
So when you got to the border, tell us, did you have a backpack with some clothes? You had your phone? How did you have access to your Binance?
Yeah, and so I have phone, but there was a limited internet at the time because like the Burmese military cut off the internet. Like if you go out from your home, you are on your own way. Because like at home you have Wi-Fi network at least, right? They basically cut off the mobile internet because like they don't want people to be on the street. So the best strategy is just cut off the internet. Right. So if you cut off internet, people will just stay at home, use their Wi-Fi, and see social media. So at the time in Pan, so I was like I think I had about some time back about US 1,000 in cash or $100 cash and a few Singaporean dollars. So those are in my backpack, my laptop, a few clothes, and yeah, that's it.
Didn't you worry about any of this being confiscated when you were escaping from one country to the next?
Yeah, so that's like interesting part. So that guy, the smuggler guy, he's a professional guy. He used to basically transport,
And what do you pay a guy like this?
Yeah, so I had a friend, in Pan, so so I basically pay him because like he went in time back. Mm-hmm. He do not want in Myanmar check.
Right.
He even know about
definitely doesn't want
fiat
that.
currency. Like he doesn't want he want a better fiat currency, right? He was like, I mean, in Thailand, a lot of people say, I don't want time, but in Burma, like time fiat is like superior, one of the superior financial assets. So he do not want Myanmar yet. He want. And also, he do not want to accept US dollar for some reason. I don't know. So I mean, I have $1,000 USD, but a few like a time back, and like it was about like $600 worth of time back.
Really?
No, 600 USD.
600
But I do not have enough, like 600 USD worth of time back at the time. But he also doesn't want to accept in USD.
Okay.
So that's a getting a point, right? Those currency do not speak each other. Those currency do not speak other. Myanmar kyat do not speak time baht, and time baht do not speak Myanmar kyat, and US dollar do not speak time baht and Myanmar kyat. So like they hate each other. They do not speak each other. So
this is like 15,000, 17,000.
Yeah, something like that. So I mean that's a very tragic because like people from village area, rural area, like they sold everything for $600, $700.
And there's no money exchange or anything like this.
And so they are like non-negotiable. They do not accept multiple currency. Obviously, they do not also accept Visa, Master, right?
Holy shit. How short were you? How short were you of the 600 US?
Yeah, so
like, did you have 500, 400?
Yeah, I think in time back I have about 300 something around that time. I don't remember exactly.
Half?
Yeah, about half. So I talked to my friend and then he said, okay, I can help you financially. So yeah, I don't know anything, but I can pay you. I can pay you in crypto. I said.
Really?
That guy interested. Oh, what's crypto? And then I basically
the smuggler.
No, not smuggler. My friend
Your
is
friend.
so my friend is so basically he wanted to have it and he has also superior fiat currency.
Okay.
Which is time baht.
Okay.
Time Burmese standard. Like time baht is like superior currency. Because like some people in sort of like second tier or third tier city like Pan, they do not have access to USD. So they basically store their value in time baht.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Right. So they do not want to hold.
So you're teaching this guy on the fly. Like
right.
You've got to sign up for a Binance account. What's that? In exchange, you got to convert your currency to the exchange and then send it to my address. You're teaching him this?
Right. And yeah, I mean physically actually because I stay at his place.
Okay. So
I stay at his place. So during the war the first day,
so
I
you're
remember
kind of showing and walking
and
through.
what you can do with he like kind of like heard about Bitcoin, crypto, all those stuff, but I mean a lot of people already nowadays, everyone heard about it, but they just don't know how, or what is going on. So I explain him, so just keep it, and then one day you will be rich.
Wait,
so,
at this time, did you still have access to your followers?
Yeah, because like it's Facebook, right? They cannot.
They can't just turn it off.
They can shut it off. Like it's on my will, right? It's on my card. But the thing is like they can attack me on social media. Right.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they can attack me, but they cannot close my Facebook account.
Were they ever able to turn it off over the years, or you still have it today?
No, like it's another story. Basically, I now delete it for my safety and my safety and purposes. So,
Understood.
So that's another thing. But I'll get to that point. If we have time.
So we're in this crazy border situation where you need cryptocurrency or Bitcoin. You need it. That's the only way that help get it.
Because like time baht, Myanmar kyat, US dollar, they do not speak each other. That smuggler guy, they do not want to accept in Bitcoin or crypto because he have no idea about it. First, second, he do not want to accept Visa or Master, obvious reason. And so I mean, then like cash is the only way. I don't know what to say, this is like criminal situation, but cash is the only way to transact the value, at that point, because he doesn't want to accept, cryptocurrency or Bitcoin or like Visa, Master, right? But I'm getting to this point, like, I'm like talking with a friend, I'm convincing him, hey, I have like, a stable coin, Bitcoin, and, a cryptocurrency, do you want to accept it? And then, you can pay it back to, I don't know, Smuggler. And then he said, okay, that's fine, he actually willing to help, even willing to help for free, and now he get it like a cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, all this stuff. Oh yeah, just give it to me. So I basically share like mostly stable coin and some Bitcoin and some cryptocurrency.
Do you remember which stable coin it was?
USDT. So like mostly Tether. Like so mostly people in Burma like they use Tether to like as a medium exchange from fiat to Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, right? There's like people convert to Tether first and Tether to some other Bitcoin or cryptocurrency.
Do you see Tether as an important part of the transition from fiat to Bitcoin?
Yeah, obviously, because America, they have a different opinions
Yeah.
because they're using iPhone, living in America, 24/7 electricity, being in, having a freedom and maybe drinking Starbucks, and they can blame everything that they might not like, right? Or for example, like stablecoin, whatever. But I think Bitcoin and stablecoins play important role in developing country, global majority.
Yeah, maybe not America because they don't have the need for it.
They already have a stablecoin, right? They already have a stablecoin.
They have a stablecoin. Fascinating. So now you're crossing the border, and how much? What's your plan?